And nearly every press conference about COVID-19, next to the speaker is an interpreter relaying the information in sign language.
However, the translation industry is also hurting like many other businesses here in eastern Iowa. KCRG TV9's Mike O'Brien shares how one company here is doing its best to get the message out across all languages.
My ID number is 821-96287. I'll be a Chinese interpreter today. How may I assist you?
In the north part of Cedar Rapids, just off Edgewood and Glass Road, Hands Up Communications is adapting to a new reality.
Every time a new business closes, it's a new door closing to the opportunity to provide communication access through interpreting.
As schools and businesses close down, Hands Up loses its primary source of revenue, which resulted in massive layoffs of translators. Some forms of government are now relying on the internet to spread their message, and some have outsourced translation to larger companies or free services such as Google Translate.
Human language is very dynamic, it's very complex, and given different contexts, different situations, a machine is definitely going to goof some things up that could cause huge issues.
Even on the Iowa Department of Public Health website, the translation resources are limited. In the hopes of stopping the spread of misinformation in non-English speaking communities, Hands Up created its own site.
The communities in large who may not use English as their first language aren't receiving any of any or little to no information about the COVID crisis.
And that also applies to the deaf, hard of hearing and the blind communities.
With deaf-blind, they can't see or they can't hear, and that information goes through physical contact, a touch. It's required to be done in person.
Hands Up hopes to return to their prior levels of employment once this crisis is over. But in the meantime, they stress that we cannot forget about marginalized communities, especially in Iowa's rural areas.
They're still there. They're still out there. We need to remember them, and we need to ensure to support the local businesses, because that's what we're doing. Our community. That's what makes Iowa home.
In Cedar Rapids, Mike O'Brien, KCRG TV9 News.